In one corner, we have Suno AI music. In the other corner, we have Udio AI music. Which is the better AI music generator? First things first, in order to make things as objective as possible, I have a random word generator pulled up. These are the topics that the AI music generators are going to make songs about. I have no affiliation with Suno or Udio, right? So let's do it. So I have person, feedback, and television. So that's what we're doing songs about. Person, feedback, and television. I might change that to people, right? So I'm going to go to Suno first, and I'm going to pull up Udio as well. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to create, and I'm going to do the same prompt for each AI music generator. So make me a song about, I'll just say people, right? About, you know what? Let's do this, a rock. So I'm going to do a rock song, then a hip-hop song, and then an electronic song, right? So make me a rock song about people, right? I'm going to copy and paste that and click create. And, all right, we're off. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Make me a rock song about people and click create as well. So right now we have both being created. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do best out of three, right? We're going to do rock, hip-hop, and electronic. So I'm going to go back here. Let's go. Actually, you know what? While these are being made, let me see if I can do multiple at once. I'm going to do, all right, what do we got? Feedback, right? We got feedback right here. Make me a hip-hop song about feedback. All right, I'm going to create that. And we're going to do this as well. So we have that going, right? I'm going to go to my creations, just to make sure we got these working. And then last one is television. So make me an electronic song about television. So as they're being created, hopefully this happens fairly fast. All right. So first things first, we got, what is this one? So typically they will make 2 per prompt, right? So you can see we have 6 right here, and I'm going to go to my library because it's just an easier view. I have 6 right here. So let's start. So start with Suno. So remember, this is a rock song about people. All right, so it came out as a metal song more. Alright, it's a bit muffled, I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing I will say about Suno sometimes. It feels not as just clean as some of the other AI music generators. But I think the rhythms, the lyrics, you know, kind of scanning these as well isn't bad. I think that the melodies isn't bad. Let's go to Udio, right? Let's go to make sure we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So echoes inside. Ooh. So far, I think Udio has the upper edge on this one. I feel like that doesn't sound as muffled. And again, let me know anything in the comments if you agree or disagree with me. I think this just sounds cleaner overall. However, I think if someone showed me these two, I'm going to be honest, and said which one, like say one's made, like which one do you think sounds more like an AI music generator, I would say Udio though. With the vocals, there is a slight bit of synthesis I feel like involved that I can tell it's not perfect. Like with this, even though this one I think isn't as good, this to me actually sounds more human, if you want me to be honest. I think the Udio one is better, but this to me, if someone said like, hey, like, check out the song, I don't think I know that this one was AI generated. I'm going to be honest, right? Now remember, we have 2 per each one, so let's do both. Just So I like the panning. One thing I want to say as well is, remember, for each AI music generator, when I use a very broad term like rock, remember you have like classic rock, you have 90s rock, you have, in this case, you know, I think more of, they call it chaotic rock, you have metal, right? So obviously each one, I'm trying to look at it as objective, not, you know, because I think I prefer the style of Udio better, but I'm trying to look at this as objective as possible, right? Let's skip ahead a little bit. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot better than the first iteration from Suno. Ooh, You know what's interesting? The first one I didn't like. I'm like, definitely gotta give it to Udio. This one, though, I actually really like this one. So it's tough. Like I said, for each one, we have two different cases. All right, so let's do this one.
People come and go.
Ooh.
Leaving footprints on your soul. Life moves way too fast. We're searching for the goal, but don't get too lost.
All right, so I think the first iteration of the rock one was definitely got to give that to Udio. But the second iteration, I think I'd give that to Suno. Overall, which one would I pick? They're closer than I expected. I don't know, because I try to think of this, because there's different ways you could look at it. Which one would you listen to if, let's say, you were working out? Which one, if, let's say, you were releasing AI music, which one would you be more likely to release? I don't know. I'm going back and forth because I really, out of any of them, I think I actually like this one the best. Out of any of the four songs, the two created by Suno, the two created by Udio. But this one's, the mixing isn't as good though as Udio. So what's interesting is I think I like the arranging and the lyric. I mean, granted, where are the lyrics here? How do I click this? There we go. Right now, granted, this is more of a short one. With Suno, you can now create songs up to 4 minutes. So I feel like it's kind of tough to compare the lyrics a little bit, but it's tough because I think from a producer's perspective, definitely Udio, and there's no question here, right? Like especially this one, like that just sounds so much cleaner than this. But this to me sounds more like a realistic song. Like, I've done some videos about Suno, and this is what I said to people. It almost kind of reminds me of someone said, hey, check out this video. Like, I went to a rock concert. I filmed the concert with my iPhone, and it feels like I'm listening to a song that was recorded by an iPhone. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know what? I'm going to give this one to Suno. I think just because out of those four, I would pick this one as my favorite. This one would be my second favorite, the Active Inside. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. All right, I'm going to give this one to Udio. After really analyzing everything, the lyrics about this one, it's a slight bit computery, if that's the right word for that. But I think there are some artists who do this purposely as humans. I know it sounds weird to put in quotation marks. Yeah, you know what? All right, so first round, I think Udio, won that one. I went back and forth a lot, but I'm going to give that one to Udio. So now, let's go back here. So now we're going to do this one. This is a hip-hop song about feedback. So let's go with the first iteration. Interesting kind of creativity there with some, like...
Voices in my head are clear. Feedback in my soul.
Skip ahead a little bit. This almost is like a Melbourne-bound side trance record. Alright, that one I'm not a fan of.
I just wanna hear truth from you. Face the crowd, mic check. Let's vibe with you. Keep it real, I'm a right lady.
Alright, so I think definitely Udio on that iteration. Let's go with this one.
Gave my all, now I'm here. Voices in my head are clear. Music in and out.
Okay.
Hits from every note I play. Every sound finds its way. Feedback in the rhythm.
Interesting. This is almost like this is. I don't even consider this hip hop at all.
Resonating me so strong. Echoes right and never wrong.
Almost has like a punkish vibe. I don't know. almost like, reminds me a lot of the electronic artist Sullivan King. Okay, so kind of weird. This is definitely not hip-hop. Although I will say, to give credit where credit's due, I have made songs with, where can I go? With Suno that were, like, mind-blowing, like, let me show you, where is it? Like, a bunch of Ram songs here that I've, like, made when doing all these videos. Because I do want to give credit where credit's due, because I do think, oh, wait, dang it. Where is it? Because still one of my favorite, like, okay. Unless they got deleted. Like this one. Nope. This one.
Step into the 99-cent
like this.
Where you can find anything you need. 9-cent store, you're living fast. In the 99-cent store, it's a bargain hunt.
Like, I actually really love that creation. Anyway, we're focusing on the ones I just made, though. I just want to show you that as a quick. So this one is weird. I want to consider this hip hop, but I actually really do like that. Okay. All right.
All I hear is noise, don't get no. Yeah. People talk, but I don't duck. Critics trying to stop me, I just turn it up. Keep on climbing higher, I ain't giving up. Hey, yeah, feeding off the doubt, gotta make it count. They say what they want, but I'm still on route. Grinding every day, I'm about my
That one actually wasn't it for me.
I just wanna hear truth. Grind. You make a critic
So between this one and this one, which I don't consider hip hop at all. This may be controversial. I might give this one to Suno. It's tough because this isn't hip hop. So I'm kind of like, all right, kind of went a different direction, like almost like hip hop, rock, electronic fusion. But if I had to look at this and think, which one do I think is just more better? I think the creativity, the arranging, the random riffs and everything, I might give this one to Suno. I do really like this one, though.
Baby, baby, can't you see? We gon' talk until dawn about the beat. I step up in my fresh sneakers, so fly when I roll in the booth. I hear them talk, giving back the thoughts.
I don't know. I think I just like something about this creativity is jumping out at me. I don't know. I'm gonna give this one to Suno, honestly. I like the Suno one better. I know I can easily see a lot of people, though, giving this one to Udio. But I think what I've been trying to do lately when I use AI music generators is it's very easy to be like, oh, we make like a 4 on the floor beat or whatever. This one, though? Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Suno. I think it sounds more creative to me, more interesting, a lot more like technical stuff going on. So, lastly, we have one for Udio, one for Suno right now. Last one is gonna be, what was it? An electronic song about television. So we got this one. Skip ahead.
Lost in the shows we know brand. Static crackle slow. Commercials steal the shine. Every static crackle slow. Commercials slow in hand, I'm in command. Channel
Actually, if I can find like
static crackle slow. Fantasy.
not bad, not bad. I'm not raving about it, but not bad. Oh, this is sick.
Screen so bright, gonna steal your mind. Channel surfing through endless nights.
Alright, definitely Udio on that one. So far Udio I think has the edge on electronic right now. And it's a little distorted on that kick snare. No, it's not bad, but it's just not like there. Like last one. Oh, this is like old school Complextro. Like old school like Skrillex, Wolfgang Gartner, with Party Ghost. Alright, so for that one, hey, gotta say, I feel like it wasn't even close to me. Hate to say it. Definitely gonna give that to Udio. So let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I can see some people going back and forth, especially because it was 2 iterations. And I feel like for some of them, you know, one iteration makes, like say on Udio I thought was better, but then the one on Suno was better. And I think it's tough too, because it depends when it comes to AI music generators. I think a lot of times I try to think like, which one sounds the most realistic? Which one sounds the most creative? Like, which one do I think there was just a lot more intricacies, if that's the right word? Another thing is just out of pure subjectiveness, if that's the right word, which one would I listen to more? Like, say if I was walking down the street, like say I wanted to play music in my car and I was driving somewhere, which one would I personally like to listen to more than lastly? Like say I was releasing music. Like say I was going to be releasing music on DistroKid as AI music. Which one would I be more likely to use and be like, all right, you know what, I'm releasing this. Meaning I'm claiming this is my song and it's gotta have a solid production because I'm releasing this and I want to make sure it comes off well. Which one I'd rather pick? And yeah, I feel like in this particular case, I think that the electronic songs on Udio were definitely better. 100%. When it comes to the hip-hop section, let's kind of go backwards. It was weird that Suno did kind of make it very, like, the first hip-hop song was almost like psytrance, Melbourne bounce, electronic, with, like, poppy elements. It didn't sound like hip-hop. And then the second iteration from Suno was almost more of like a Sullivan King electronic rock, maybe hints of hip-hop, but I stress the word hints. I don't even know if there was really any hip-hop at all. However, the one I showed you earlier, or the one I showed you as an example that was Suno, though, it was like a 90s hip-hop song I made about the dollar store, the 99-cent store. That one I thought sounded phenomenal. So it is interesting, and I feel like this is true for a lot of AI music generators, that depending on just, I think, a huge roll of the dice, sometimes you can ask it for something and it creates it perfectly and it's really well done. Other times, not so much. And I thought that Udio, you know, the hip-hop songs made were really good, but like I said, even though it was almost kind of comparing apples to oranges, which is why I could see some people like disagreeing with me heavily, I feel like I like that one, like I said, Sullivan King style, almost rock, poppy, I don't know if I'd say hip-hop, but maybe hints of it. I like that one the best for like round 2. I honestly thought that was my favorite one. I also liked, I've noticed, which is interesting, I feel like that Suno, which now ranks Suno 3.5, it seems it tends to have a lot more, or it tries to make a lot more unique stuff, as opposed to it being like a cookie cutter song, which is impressive. I've noticed Suno has been taking, if I call it, more risks compared to Udio, where I feel like Suno is trying to make something like, oh, that's a cool little, like vocal splice like it did on one of the hip hop songs or whatever. So like, sometimes you try to get very, very creative and make things that are super interesting, it can sometimes come off worse, right? It is a bit of a gamble. But I will say that I've noticed Suno has tried to make more this creative stuff, in my opinion, honestly. Just, I have no dog in the race. I'm not affiliated with Suno, not affiliated with Udio, but I have noticed Suno's tried to do that, although I don't know what it is. Their songs just sound more muffled. That is a big thing that's a bit of like a negative thing for me, that if you listen to both, I feel like these almost sound, like I said, as if someone recorded or listened or playing me back a video they recorded at a concert with their iPhone, as opposed to Udio, which I feel like sounds way cleaner, you know? So that's a big thing I gotta say. But in that first round, of course, when we talk about rock songs, gotta hand that to Udio. So overall, for this video, in this particular case, gotta give it to Udio as the winner. I think that, like I said, I think that Udio seems that they're making what I'd like to call like safer songs. Granted, they're a bit shorter. I'm not sure as well, though. I don't have like a premium account on Udio. Maybe if I did, I could make like a 3 or 4 minute song similar to Suno. But yeah, I feel like there is something about the songs that on Udio that seem to be coming off a little bit more cleaner to me on Udio. Like, especially those 2 last electronic songs. Ironically, if you had to ask me, what were your favorite songs out of anything you listened to? I mean, I know obviously I'm biased because obviously I do love electronic music, but those last two electronic songs were very clean, tight production, creative. Like I love that last one, the final one we listened to, very complexer style, like old school Wolfgang Gardner vibes is what it gave me. That I thought was a very actually well-made electronic song. Granted, I do think if I had to be objective as well, and I think I'm trying to be both subjective of which one do I like more, but also objective of which one do I think is better. I think there's something about that one that just super tight production and everything. However, like, I think that when you have vocals in a song, that adds a whole other element of difficulty, right? When it comes to an AI music generator. I feel like that when you make an electronic song, or if you're using an AI music generator to make a purely electronic song, maybe with vocals, maybe with light vocals, I feel like it's probably a lot easier to do that compared to, like, say, when you add vocals and you have to have this human element and have arrangements and melodies and compositions within the vocal line itself. Of course, you don't want the vocals to sound too synthetic. So I think there's a lot more tricky stuff, if I had to say that, when it comes to AI music generators involving vocals, which is maybe why the electronic section, maybe that's why I gave it to Udio. Maybe if Suno didn't add in words, I don't know. But again, I think what's interesting, if I had to give like props to both, is I think Udio has way cleaner songs. Like, it just sounds cleaner. Like, just overall, like, I keep stressing the word muffled. I don't know what it is, but something else, again, it just sounds too muffled to me. I hate to say it. That being said, though, I will say I think that if I had to pick which one do I think is more creative, which one do I think has just a more complex approach, I actually might give that to Suno. I have to be honest, because I think something with Suno, like I said, it seems like they try to do a lot more just unique stuff when it comes to making their records. And again, sometimes that can turn out really, really well. You have these unique fusions. I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting and kind of whatever. But other times, they release a song, or not release, make a song, or whatever, or you're creating it, I guess, and Suno, however you want to word that. And I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. Like, I love the way they do this. It sounds great. Other times, not so much. Sometimes I'm like, the creativity, I think they try to take too many risks. And the creativeness actually, I think, kind of hurt them, right? But either way, I just say I'm a fan of both of these AI music generators. I've used a bunch. These are definitely my favorites. I think if, like, say, I was releasing or using AI music for a particular source or for a particular reason, I think I'd probably go back and forth between both of these. I think in some cases, I think that I might choose Suno. I think in other cases, I might choose Udio. So even though I will, for this particular video, give it definitely to Udio, I think for sure, especially if I have to look at all the songs, I think I would still give it to Udio as just way cleaner songs, just overall. Although, like I said, that one instance and that weird hip-hop thing, even though it wasn't hip-hop, I would give to Suno. But I gotta say, overall, both Suno AI music and Udio AI music are phenomenal AI music generators, and I definitely suggest checking both of them out.